Hello, beautiful souls. Okay, I'm back. My camera crashed, I suppose, and I apologize for that. It sucks because it means I lost the recording that we did earlier. That's okay. We're gonna start fresh. I'm just gonna wait for some more people to hop on, because I lost everybody when it crashed. So I hope everyone's having a beautiful morning. It's raining here. It's a beautiful change for us. Hey Misty, hi Bridget. My camera crashed, but you know what? Things happen. It's okay, we're just gonna move forward. Okay, so, we're talking about the magic that is the changing of the seasons. And I mean that in more than one way. So there's how the seasons change outside, like how it's raining here. It's finally 70 degrees. It's been like 104 here, so we will take the 70 degrees. I busted out my sweater, like, can you just let me have this? I know it's not fall yet. I know we're in between. Hi Ginger, hi everyone. I don't know why it crashed, but we're gonna start fresh. And so we're in the midst of the changing of the seasons. Summer is ebbing into fall. But we as humans also experience seasons of change as well. And so we have good seasons, bad seasons, easy seasons, hard seasons. It varies. But it's good to be mindful that these seasons, it's not like a switch is being flipped. We're not going from one thing to another. I know a lot of times when we're waiting for a season of change, we can become very anxious and we really want it to come. We're ready for it. Like, let's go right now. But I think it's important to take a moment, take a step back, and to be mindful and present that things are changing. Like, you are in a period of transition. Like, you're not quite who you were before. You're not quite where you want to be yet, but where you are has value as well. And so the person you are, what you're experiencing, what you're going through, this is an important part of the transition too. Even if it's not great, even if it's hard or rocky. Hey, from England, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm loving the rainy weather too because it's been like a month of sun and it's brutal. So, talking about the magic that is the changing of the seasons and how that affects us. And so these periods of in-between, it's actually really interesting. I was reading this morning about Celtic mythology and how the in-between represented a lot to them. Like Halloween, Beltane, All Hallows Eve and Beltane, the critical points of the year. For them, there were just two seasons. It was like summer and winter. And then the in-between happened right around now, right as we're ebbing into the new season. And so that shift for them was heavily veiled in like spiritualism and mysticism. And they believed like thresholds were also an in-between space, and that these times of transition were like very important. They were almost sacred in a sense, that they represented the ebb and flow of life and the thinning of the veil between the two worlds. And I just think it's really interesting to think that our ancestors were mindful of this season too, not just for agricultural purposes as well, but I feel that as humans we have a sense of the seasons within us, the seasons of life as well, and that we change and we ebb and we flow with those seasons. But hello everyone that just joined us. We're talking about the magic of the changing of the seasons and what that can bring into our lives, and when we're present and mindful of these transitions within ourselves. I think it's so important to remember that we're not perfect and we're not going to just magically get to the end of our path. We're not just going to magically get to our destination, to our goal. We're going to have to work for it. And I think it's okay to like embody whatever space you're in at this time. It's okay to like embody whatever you're experiencing right now. And if it's not great, if it's not the way you want it, that's okay too. A lot of times these periods are very uncomfortable, and it's uncomfortable because we're not used to it. We're not used to it. As humans, it's hard for us to change. A lot of us like to think that we're like super adaptable and easygoing, but the fact of the matter is like change is hard on us. It's hard on our bodies and our minds. I love the seasonal shift. It feels so good in my soul. Yeah, I do too. I think it's really refreshing to a lot of people, especially when like it's been super hot and our lives are different. Like we're coursing down different paths during the different seasons. And so as we shift into this new time of year, I feel like our season is changing too. I know for me, a big shift that I experienced was whenever I started my online business, and how scary that was, and how these big changes kept coming up, and it was not always easy. And a lot of times it was for the best, but at the time it was like really hard to get comfortable with. It was really hard to like accept and adapt to this new situation that I was in, to this new ebb and flow of life. And so it's okay that it was a little uncomfortable. Bubba and I, my partner, we had run out to our old house recently, and we looked at each other whenever we got back, and we just had this moment. We're like, this is really weird. Like, this is really uncomfortable. I feel really strange right now. It's just a lot of new stuff. It's just a lot of changes happening at once, and we have to stop and be okay with that shift and be mindful that we're evolving and the situation's evolving and it's changing, and all things change. All things are temporary, right? So everything's gonna shift anyway. It might as well shift in a good way, but it doesn't always, right? And that's okay. But we have to be present during that shift. I think that's just so important. And so there's a lot of magic in the shifting of the seasons. I love the rain coming down. I love seeing the leaves fall. I love that crisp, cool breeze as the sun shines down, filters through the trees. And then weather like this, where it's just it's kind of muggy and sticky and rainy. You still got a sweater, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful shift. But I love you guys. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.